Dolphins fans, it's blazing hot today. We've got insiders dropping heavy talk about the future of a star. A second rounder just got cut without ever starting a single game. There's a meeting lined up that could flip Miami's offense upside down. Things are on fire down here, and you don't want to miss a single detail. So hit that subscribe button, share this video with your crew, and let everybody know Dolphins Nation makes noise for real. Because this is where the NFL truth hits straight. No sugarcoating. The team is juggling a storm of big decisions. And right in the middle of it all comes a situation that could change the entire direction of this offense. We all know this season started with huge expectations, but a couple of missteps lit a warning light inside the building. The vibe isn't exactly calm right now, and that just makes every choice from Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel even heavier moving forward. And in the middle of all this, a question popped up that nobody thought we'd be asking this early. A serious injury, major doubts. And the one question that won't leave a fan's mind, will the most explosive weapon on this team ever put on aqua and orange again? Yeah, we're talking about Tyreek Hill. He went down with a major knee injury against the New York Jets. A lot of people honestly thought that might have been his last snap in a Dolphins jersey. But then his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, stepped in and threw a new twist into the story. Rosenhaus made it clear Hill wants to stay in Miami. He said he plans to sit down with the front office after the season to work out something that makes sense for both sides. So Hill doesn't want his Dolphins run to end, and he's willing to adjust his contract to keep it alive. Here's the catch. Miami isn't likely to just roll with the current deal. There's a clause that lets the team cut or even trade Hill, which would free up serious cap space. But the man's going to be 32, fresh off a tough surgery, and that complicates everything. So here's the big one. Do the Dolphins bet on Hill's recovery and keep him in the offensive blueprint at a high price? Or is it time to move on and lean harder on guys like Jalen Waddle and Devin Akani? That's a call that can split this fan base right down the middle. And I gotta ask you, if you were running the Dolphins, would you keep Tyreek Hill in Miami or hit the reset button and go younger? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video with your NFL friends, and make sure you're subscribed. We're building this community together, and there's a lot more Dolphins talk coming your way. Now hold on, because the next bombshell is even bigger. Miami's cooking up something that could reshape not just the roster, but the short-term future of this franchise. This decision could go down as historic and controversial at the same time. Don't blink, because what's coming next will catch you off guard. Dolphins. Fans know how every win feels like catching a breath under pressure. That game against the Jets came with a huge weight. Prove there's still life after a rocky start. And thankfully, the Fins pulled out a 27-21 win that wasn't just another score on the board. It was proof the fight's still alive. Maybe the team's on life support, but the heart's still beating. The message was clear. The Dolphins are still swinging, even if consistency is still missing. But not everything was worth celebrating. The secondary, especially the cornerbacks, left more questions than answers. And in the middle of all that, the front office made a move that surprised a lot of people. Some even called it questionable. Here comes the turning point. On Tuesday, Miami announced the release of Cam Smith, the 2023 second-round pick. He never started a game here, and that exit sparked debate, because corner remains one of the thinnest spots on this roster. Fans didn't see that one coming. Smith only logged 153 defensive snaps in 2 seasons, mostly seeing the field on special teams. Bottom line, the Dolphins never really gave him a fair shot to prove himself. Now he's off looking for a fresh start somewhere else in the NFL. For fans, it feels like the trigger was pulled way too early. Giving up on a high draft pick before he gets a real chance makes you wonder if the decision-making behind the scenes is on point. Moves like this can echo across the defense for seasons, so I'll throw it back to you. Did the Dolphins get it right cutting Cam Smith, or was it a mistake that could haunt this team in a make-or-break year? That's the question bouncing around Miami and across the league. The fan base is split, and for good reason. If that wasn't enough to make your head spin, buckle up. The next chapter in Miami involves big names, tough choices, and a lot of pressure on this organization. Every detail here can tilt the future. Stick around because the next story is must-hear. The moment is fragile. This Dolphins offense is electric, but losing a key piece can flip everything. The front office wasted no time trying to patch the hole, bringing back a familiar face who knows the system. What's interesting is this move comes right as the pressure on the offense is building. The team needs answers, needs somebody to soften a huge loss and keep fan confidence alive. The question is, can this return really make a difference? Here's the news. Miami is meeting with Cedric Wilson Jr., the wideout who was on the Saints practice squad, and he's coming back to the Aqua and Orange. A direct response to Tyreek Hill being shut down for the season? Wilson's no stranger here. He played 30 games with the Dolphins between 2022 and 2023, alongside Tua and under McDaniel. The stats weren't flashy, only 432 yards in that stretch. But with Hill and Waddle dominating, there weren't many chances for him to shine. Now things are different. Hill's out, Waddle's not at his peak, and the door is wide open for Wilson to step in. He might not be a star, but he knows this playbook. And at this stage of the season, that's huge. And think about this. He could debut right away against the Carolina Panthers on October 5th. Perfect timing. That defense has been giving up nearly 24 points a game. It's the ideal spot for Wilson to dip his toes back in Miami waters and prove he can contribute. So tell me, Dolphins fans, do you think Cedric Wilson Jr. can hold it down and help keep this offense rolling without Tyreek Hill? Drop your take in the comments. Don't forget to share this video, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of the latest heat coming out of Miami.